I want to pass it off to Nans. I don't know what it's called. I want to pass it off
Nads.
to
Did you
Nads.
just call him Nads?
I would call him Nads.
Nads, because he's
Nans.
got balls.
I want to pass it off to Nans, first time viewer. What did you think of the movie?
Like most of them, I definitely enjoyed like the first half or so, and then it slowed down. Overall for the movie, meh. I enjoyed Christopher Walken. I enjoyed like Mayday and like just generally the bad guys and the plot, though, you know, it being a recycling of Goldfinger wasn't great. But I thought there was some cool stuff with like the blimp, and the plot was interesting and somewhat different and up to date.
It must be a bad movie if we only got one word. Normally we get 2 words. This time we just got meh.
Yeah. Yeah, I would overall though, I would rank it pretty low.
This is a lot of Goldfinger. It's almost a straight up remake, just without a nuke, but it still
Or a
has, you know, the
rip-off.
same explosive ending. But it fixes certain things I did not like about Goldfinger.
They have the same like miniature map of the plot
Yeah.
and explaining it to the henchmen and killing one of them.
Yeah.
He even says,
Today, we make microchips from silicon, which is common sand, but far better than gold.
so it's like kind of throwing these up, you know, in a sense, like this is bigger than Goldfinger itself, even all the way down to the stud farm.
I really liked the horse stuff. I was like, oh, he's like juicing up these horses. Cool.
It kind of begins with a smuggling issue, just like Goldfinger. Even the cat's name is Pussy,
Yeah.
as in the galore kind. There's like a subtle Nazi connection. Like I know that Goldfinger, you know, he was a Nazi in real life and not in the movie, but there's still this Germanic quality to him where you can almost see like if you shrunk him down, he would almost look like Zorin.
But he's not German, right?
He's
is,
KGB.
like-
Yeah, but he was created by the Nazis.
Dr. Karl Mortner, at your service. I am Mr. Chorin's breeding consultant.
His name is actually Hans Glau. During World War II, he experimented with steroids on pregnant women in the concentration camps in an attempt to enhance intelligence.
The Russians grabbed him, set him up in a laboratory. He spent several years developing steroids for their athletes.
All this talk of steroid kids, and then there's Dolph Lundgren, who later beats up Rocky.
I must break you.
He killed him.
He dies.
Could Zoran be one of the steroid kids?
A physiological freak?
It's subtle, but there's like this implied genetic tampering, even with Mayday, because even when he says that line, it's like you're a freak or something like that.
And she picks up like a 200-pound guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's implied to also be a part of some kind of experimentation as well. So you kind of
Yeah.
see some kind of weird parallels. There's a part of me that where like, Charlie, I definitely agree with you at that. It does fix some of the pieces that seem a little odd in Goldfinger. Like the one particular one I know you're going to point out is the crime boss scene where he kills the crime boss. The first guy's like, I don't want to do this. And then takes him out and then he crushes them and kills them and then eventually kills all of them, which doesn't make sense. But in this movie, it's like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll step out. The guy's like real polite about it too.
Would you wait outside? If you'd like me to, yes. Excuse me.
No, he's not polite. He's like defiant, like, oh, yeah, you want me to go? Okay. Excuse me.
Fine.
Excuse me.
I
Excuse
thought
me.
he was just like, oh,
You know.
okay. And then he walks out and then he gets thrown out. And then all the guys are like, so anybody
brilliant.
else want to quit? And then they're all like,
That's
like we
Max
cut.
Zorin gets the only Bond joke of the whole movie.
So, does anybody else want to drop out?
Yeah.
It's depressing because the other
Yeah.
ones are terrible. The other ones are...
Don't worry. It's all wrapped up.
Neither of those guards died, so I don't think that counts. And then,
There's a fly in his suit.
which technically fits within the criteria of a murder having taken place, and then it's a pun. You know, it's a pun on fly fishing, whatever. It basically wins by default, but Zorin steals the spotlight so far as Bond jokes are concerned.
Does anybody else want to drop out?